Hey guys, what is going on? It is Chris here, man. Week one is almost upon us. Definitely excited for that. Just a couple days away for NFL. Um, yeah. So been a while. Decided to do a video for you since it is NFL time, and pretty soon it's going to be NBA as well. And we all know that's my sport. So, going to be doing videos a lot more here. MLB is finally almost over with, so definitely kind of happy it's almost done. It just lags on. Sorry, it just goes on for so long. So anyway, NFL is here. We have been doing some college football, and if you guys have been keeping up with me, we're 6-0 so far on the six slates. So we're doing pretty good over there. Obviously, we're just playing double ups and everything, but they're even cashing in some tournaments as well. So 6-0 on some college football. We'd love for you guys to come join us. Like I said, $35 per month or 130 for the season if you want to come join us for that. It's pretty easy to sign up for that. And like I said, 6-0 is not a fluke. You know, we do know what we're doing for college football, so why not come join us for that? And as normal, we have some NFL as well for you guys, which we got coming up. Which is $35 a month for NFL if you guys want to do that as well. So, anyway, to get in on both of those, check out our Twitter in the comment section below, or it's literally right here. You guys can just look it up. So that is kind of mostly it there. So, yeah, we got a nice big 12 game slate. That is what we're looking at. We are going to be doing some Draftkings today. Um, since personally NFL, sorry, DraftKings does dominate uh, football, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. So just right off the bat, we got some pretty good totals out here. 50 total with the Rams and Panthers. Jacksonville Chiefs 52 total. What else are we looking at? And then we got obviously 49ers and Buccaneers with a 50 total here. So, unfortunately, I didn't get a cheat sheet for you guys up. I will do that probably next week where I have all my plays listed out there for you guys so you guys can see them. I know you guys like that more, but for now, for today, I have a lot of my picks that I'm looking at, and we're going to go through most of them here. So, looking at the quarterback area. If you want to pay up for cash games in Mahomes, you can do it. We all know how Pat Mahomes is, and they're slated to score some pretty big points like they usually do. So if you're playing cash games, Mahomes I think for sure is the way to go. Um, Me personally, probably not going to go that way. I just he's going to be so dang popular. So that's just like I said, I'm probably not going to go that way. Same as Winston. Both these guys are really good plays, but they're going to be very very popular here um, for the main slate. I'm going to be giving you guys some cash games and a lot of cheap GPP options to fill in there. So some of the guys we're looking at here. I don't mind Cam Newton. I know he's up and down right now, but I think he could do half decent for you for only $6,500. I probably could put him in a couple of your lineups, not have him in all of them, but definitely a couple of shares of him. Who else are we looking at here? I really like Carson Wentz. I think he's one of my favorite plays of the week. You compare him with Mr. Deshaun Jackson for sure. I think they're in pretty good spot. You can look at Ertz as well, but I think Jackson Wentz is in a pretty good spot on DK. So I do love quite a bit of Wentz. Um, and some of the other guys, Josh Allen, not too bad of an option. Not going to score a ton of points. We got it for about 19 to 20 projected points, but that's still very good value there what we're looking at. So Josh Allen is in a good spot. Personally, I'd go Wentz over Allen, but mix in a couple of these guys for sure. And then also Murray is in there as well. So Wentz, Allen, and Murray, they're all pretty good values here. We do have Wentz projected a little bit higher than both those guys. It goes Wentz, Allen, and Murray, but still, they are all very good spots. And as I mentioned, don't mind some Cam Newton. And Jackson's a little bit more expensive. I like him a little bit more on FanDuel, but still, don't mind him. I don't know how much he's going to be running. He even, said he's going to want to throw like 30 times per game. So might give up a couple more sacks. We'll get that in a second, but that's kind of what we're looking at. Don't mind Jackson. More of a FanDuel play for me. But for DK, I'm looking at Wentz, Allen, and then a little bit of Murray. And like I said, I like some Cam Newton as well. So Wentz for me. If I had to rank him, probably Wentz, Cam, Jackson, Jackson Allen are right next to each other, and then you got some Murray as well. And then, like I said, if you're playing Winston and Patty Mahomes, those guys are, those are your cash plays. But the guys I mentioned are, a little bit less owned. Moving on here to running back position. Tony Pollard, he's going to be the chalk here for sure. Depending on what's going on with Elliott, if Elliott obviously plays, Pollard, we're not going to play him anymore. So other guys I'm looking at is Fournette. It's going to be a high scoring game over there in Jacksonville. Some of their third down running backs that they have for the passing game aren't there anymore. So Fournette's going to be, a third down back as well. He's going to catch a couple passes out of the backfield, even though that's not a strong point. But expect him to be pretty good. And I don't think his ownership will be too high. A lot of people, don't really like Fournette because they screwed him. He screwed him a lot last year. So, but I do. I really like Fournette and has pretty good value. You can look at Coleman and Beretta. They're for San Francisco. The only bad thing though is they're going to be splitting carries, but it is one of the higher totals, so I really don't mind both those guys. And then for your studs, I don't mind McCaffrey, but I'd rather pay up for Saquon. And then for like mid-range upper, David Johnson there for the St. Louis is kind of what I'm looking at. He's in a pretty good spot for me here. So if I had to rank them, I had to go Pollard, Fournette. Those are two for sure going to be in there. For my flex, I'd probably use maybe a little bit of a Dustin Johnson and a couple of them Saquon as well. I do like three running backs here this main week here, week one. Uh, like I said, I am going through this a little bit quick. Like I said, next week I will have something up here for you guys. You guys can follow along. And then wide receiver core. I didn't put him on here, but make sure to watch Julio Jones. He's in negotiations right now. He may not play week one, so Calvin Ridley and Mohamed Sanu, they might have a little bit extra value, pending on what's going on with Jones. Anyway, other guys we're looking at here is Boyd. I think he'll be very popular for the Bengals here this week, unfortunately. But like I said, he's so dang cheap. Let me go look at him. He's where is he? Boyd's only 5,800. He's gonna be chalky, so definitely put him in there. Other guys I like, Cole Beasley with Allen as his quarterback, so Allen Beasley maybe put stack them in there. Beasley, as we know, he's not gonna go up there and get you the big balls and stuff. He might get a couple passes here and there, maybe around 5 targets for 50, 60 yards, maybe a touchdown. So I don't mind Beasley. Also, he's cheap. Uh, Other guys I'm looking at for GPP options is Albert Wilson and Seth Roberts GPP one-offs. For those guys, I wouldn't put them in all of your lineups at all, but I think just in a couple one-offs, Wilson and Seth Roberts are in half decent spots. Value-wise, we got them in pretty good spots. And then, like I said, I mentioned earlier, Jackson. I don't mind him paired with Carson Wentz. And then we got Samuel for Carolina. I don't mind him. And then we also have Lockett and Odell Beckham. So if you're doing your core, I'd probably be going Odell, Lockett, Boyd, and Jackson Beasley. Out of those guys I mentioned, those are my favorite plays. Boyd, Lockett, and Odell, probably the most optional that you can do. Sorry, I messed that up, but those are the three that I probably put in there the most, and then mix in a couple of Beasley and Jacksons in there as well. And then your tight end slash defense here we got going on. Hooper is going to be the value play for sure. Not the best matchup for him against Minnesota, but I don't mind Hooper. Should get you a couple points for sure. My favorite option is Mr. Evan Ingram. I think he's in a very good spot. Only $4,800. I know he's facing Dallas, but I don't mind tacking a couple of Giants here. Saquon and Mr. Ingram. I think those two are probably going to be in most of my lineups. I'm not going to pay up this week. Kelsey, he's in a pretty good spot. Another guy I forgot to mention, wide receiver, is Tyreek Hill. He'll be popular, so maybe mix in a couple Hill with Odell, and then switch him out a couple times as well. But I'm talking GPP, so I don't have too many Chiefs in my lineups. But yeah, Hooper for sure. Ingram is my top option. And then you got Henry for Chargers, but for sure Ingram, and then if you just need some cheap option, Hooper's my second, and then Henry maybe in just a couple of one-offs. And then my defense are the Dolphins, Jets, and the Ravens. Dolphins, as I just mentioned with Jackson, he's not going to be running as much, so he's going to have a lot more dropbacks, so he might get sacked maybe one or two times. Plus, he does throw some interceptions, so he might throw one, maybe two here. So they're not that good of a defense. Probably give up a couple runs, but maybe get one or two sacks and maybe one interception. And they're $2,100, so they're in a pretty good spot to give you let you pay up. And for sure, they're my number one value defense. Like I said, I don't mind the Jets either. Same thing there. They got a guy that they can sack. And then my top defense, if you're going to pay up for sure, is Baltimore, but they're very, very expensive. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Sorry, I went through it relatively quickly. But if you have any questions, let me know on Twitter. I will answer them. And yeah, that's mostly it. As normal, we are doing some NFL only $35 per month. We're looking pretty good this year. We have some new projections and stuff like that. I'm very, very excited for this NFL year. I think it should be a pretty good year. So, yeah, that is mostly it. Like I said, next week we will have a little bit of a write up for you to tell you who my value plays and my main guys are, but this week just didn't get it done. So I do apologize for that. So yeah, we'd love to have you guys join us for some NFL on Sunday. Definitely excited for it to be back. And also some college football. Like I said, we are 6-0 on that. So to get in on that, like I said, check out our Twitter in the comment section below, and we'll definitely get you all set up. So would definitely love for you guys to come join us. NFL is finally back, and like I said, NBA is not far behind. So hopefully you guys all have a good week one. And like I said, hopefully those picks did help you out. Let me go here real quick. I'm just gonna plug in a couple because some of you guys kind of like to see what I'm going with. I was gonna plug in a couple guys that I'm liking here, and then we're gonna go up to Ingram. Like I said, wide receiver. You got um, you got Odell, and then as I mentioned, don't mind a little bit of Boyd. Put Boyd in there for you, and then a little bit of Lockett. Like I said, Lockett will be popular this week, but I'm going to put him in there. At running back, like I said, you got Pollard, Fournette, Dustin Johnson, Saquon. Those are my main guys I'm looking at. I'm not really going to fill it in for you, but if you do Barkley, you can go Pollard at that flex and maybe go Johnson or Fournette or something like that, and go find one of those mid-range quarterbacks with Wentz or Murray or Josh Allen, one of those guys for sure. And like I said, if you're going Wentz or something, definitely go take out Boyd and go put in Jackson. Or if you're going to go Allen, go put in Beasley. Always want to pair one of your quarterbacks with your wide receivers. So, yeah, that is kind of what we're looking at. And yeah, went through everything already with the prices and everything like that. So, like I said, hopefully you guys all have a good week one, and yeah, hopefully you guys win some money. All right, guys, see you guys for week 2 for NFL.